Hi guys, it's Majiko here, and straight to the point, guys. I'm so angry. I am so pained. I am so angry by Somalia, the country, and the Somalians living in Somali. What the hell? You guys should be ashamed of yourselves, especially your nonsense members there. Guys, can you imagine just the other day I made a video of praising Somali, saying I'm so happy they made a law to make they came up with a law. They were trying to pass a law to say no to under 18 marriage, to say no to child abuse, to say no to child marriage. That's what they had passed. Only for some nonsense members, only for some stupid, backwards members of the public, backwards pedophilian abusers reject it. And some parliamentarians rejected it. Guys, they rejected that bill, they rejected that law. They say no. They say no. We don't want that law that says under 18 is illegal, because this is us. We abuse children. We want to continue abusing children. We want to continue making 11-year-old girls pregnant. We want them to continue dying of fistula and other problems. Guys, if there's a country where girls are dying with fistula, the highest rate is Somalia. We need them to continue dying in fistula. We need them to continue suffering. We need children, especially girl child, not to be educated. Guys, to me, that's how I'm translating it. It's only Somalia that can try to move forward, then they move backwards like 10,000 steps backwards. I'm so angry. As a Kenyan, I'm a Kenyan, guys. East African. Somali is just our neighbor here. We love them. East African like us. I'm so pained. I'm so angry because what the hell? What the hell? I know somebody will come here in the comment and say, oh, this is our culture. My dear, that's not your culture. That can never be your culture. That's abusers' culture. You need to stop that. You need to end that. I feel like I need to come close so that you see me. You need to stop that. You need to end that. That is wrong. That is abuse. That is wrong, guys. See this video. See this girl. Do you think this girl deserve, if she had a choice, she would be pregnant at this age? Do you think this girl would choose to be a mother instead of going to school? Or I know somebody will come here and say, no, Prophet Muhammad allowed it. Guys, one thing you never know. When you go to Quran, I have my brothers are Muslims. I am not Muslim. I have to state that. But when you go to Quran and the Bible, how they counted age is not how we are counting right now. Guys, they started counting age after somebody receiving periods. You understand? Oh, Prophet Muhammad married somebody, a 9 year old. No, they count that after somebody you receive periods at the age of 12. They started counting 1 year, 2 year. That's how they used to count, guys. Prophet Muhammad did not marry an underage. When you count how they used to count back in the olden age, you realize he married a 23-year-old, not a 9-year-old. I know they will come here and say, oh, it's Muslim, it's our religion, we are Somali. No, my brother is a Muslim. And I asked him even before making this video, he said, no, that's not a Muslim thing. And actually, Islam did not start in Somalia. The other countries that Islam started from, they are not practicing such things. It's only in Somalia and maybe Pakistan. Even Pakistan, they are ending it. It's only in Somalia. If you're watching me here and you know you abuse children, You want to marry an underage, you should be arrested. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is wrong. Let these children go and receive education. Somali, it's only Somalians who don't want their country to grow, genuinely hate their country. They will come online, oh, we love Somali, we are Somalians. But when it comes to actions, you don't prove you love that country. It's fake love. You show Somalia fake love. I love Somalia, I love Somalia. But you're not doing anything to make it better. I'm so angry, guys. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything to make that country better. The corruption in Somalia is insane. Guys, do you remember that time it was Olympics? And then a certain minister sent their niece to run, a fat niece like me, to run I don't know how many meters. It's only in Somalia that they have corruption to that level, guys. If you're watching me and you're in a government of Somalia and you are in Somali, I need you guys to please put your selfish interest aside and let's start building Somalia. Literally, Somalia can be the greatest country in Africa. But selfish people, they will never allow it. Somebody may ask me, you're Kenyan, why are you so invested into Somalia matter? I'm invested because I love Somalia, guys. Let me tell you something. My grandparents, great grandparents and grandparents, they were freedom fighters. They were in Mau Mau. I'm from Kikuyu tribe, guys. They were Mau Mau. And like when my great grandmother used to give me, I'll put her picture here. She used to give me stories of Mau Mau, stories of fighting for freedom. And one thing people don't know, and it's not told in school, or people just generally don't know. But actually, guys, our ancestors, like our Kikuyu people, they went and found refuge in Somalia as they were running away from the colonialists. They went to Somalia and they were received well, and they were just welcomed with so much love. Some of them hid in Somalia. So to me, because of knowing such stories from my great grandmother, I've always loved Somalia. It's only now that we have borders, when the colonialists brought us borders and made us somehow hate each other. This is a Somalia, this is an Ethiopian, this is a Kenyan, this is a Ugandan. Such hate is brought about by colonialism. But guys, let me tell you, back in the day, Somalians welcomed a lot of Kikuyus, thousands, when they were being killed by white people, by the colonialists. So to me, because I know my ancestors were welcome there. That's why I also welcome them in Kenya. That's why I have Somali friends. And that's why I want Somali to work. Because if anything happens to Kenya, where will I go? Our neighboring country, either Somalia, either Tanzania, either Uganda. So to me, I love Somali to work because I know it can work. How do I know? Because the Somali people I know, they are so hardworking guys. And actually, if a country has such a population of hardworking people, it can easily work. But now the biggest problem of Somalia is division brought about by clans, brought about by selfish people who want to rule. Everybody wants their clan to rule. It's just brought about by so much selfishness and evil. Let me tell you guys, those people are not following Quran. They will say they are Muslim and Somalia is Islam. But let me tell you, if you look at it in a close eye, you will see they are using religion to manipulate the masses there. But they are not really following the teachings of the prophet. They're just using religion to manipulate people and to remain in power. Because if guys you are truly following Islam, there will not be so much division there. that is right now, there will be greater Somalia. There will not be so much corruption that is there right now. So shame on you guys. Shame on you guys, and style up. Bye guys. I'm road to 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe. I can talk here for ages. I don't want to do that. Please subscribe. Please help me go to 1,000 subscribers. And you feel if I have offended you, I'm sorry, but if you should change, you should change. Bye.
You can now marry a child. Yes, they said it's because Islam has no age limit, only puberty, regardless of what age you hit it at. Yes, the only law that protected young girls, gone. Right? Grandpas, they're all celebrating, dropping new videos. Yep, we have a video call we have to take to hear their reasons.
sharcigan la leeyahay baarlamaanka federaalka ayaa ansixiyey oo caruurtu waxay ku qaangaaraysaa 18 ama 18 sidaa u taqaano. waxaa waaye annaga haddaan nahay muslimiin, muslimaad, mu'miniin, mu'minaad nama khuseeyo. waxaa dhaca shareecada islaamku waxay leedahay waxaa waaye waxaa lagu qaangaarayaa calaamado la yidhaahdo calaamadaha qaangaarka. gabadhu haddii dhiig isku aragto iyadoo 9 sano, 10 sano, 11 sano jirto, hadday dhiig caadi isku aragto way qaangaartay.
I was gonna wait till tomorrow to do this, but honestly, I could not for the life of me, like, just be silent through this stupidity. I'm going to reveal to you guys some documents. Please pause to read or screenshot them. When I tell you guys this is what this government is doing, and it's crazy because this government heavily relies on Western aid to help them. So I wrote an open letter, and I will create a Google Doc, and I will put the open letter in the link in my bio, and I need every single person who comes across this video to please click the link in my bio and please send it. We need every single person who has any shred of humanity left in them to get behind this, because what my government is trying to do, first of all, they're not even my fucking government at this point. But what the Somali government is trying to do is disgusting. Especially in 2025, this is diabolical. I'm writing this on behalf of every single person with a shred of humanity in all parts of the world, youth advocates and global allies. We are deeply alarmed by recent reports that the federal government of Somalia is seeking to withdraw from the African Charter on Human Rights and Welfare of the Child. This decision would dismantle critical legal protections for Somali children, particularly the girls, against child marriage, exploitation, and violence. Somalia has ratified both the African Charter and the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. These are binding international commitments that affirm every child's right to safety, education, and dignity. To abandon these protections is not an internal political matter. It is a violation of international law and a betrayal of Somalia's own moral and constitutional duties. Somali children already face unimaginable hardship. They are born into displacement, famine, and insecurity. For many girls, child marriage is not a tradition. It is a death sentence for their education, health, and autonomy. The attempt to withdraw from the African Charter signals to the world that Somali girls' lives are negotiable, when they are, in fact, not. We urge Western governments, donor nations, and international institutions to use every diplomatic and financial channel available to prevent this regression. Somalia receives substantial humanitarian and development aid from our governments, all of which include human rights clauses. Those funds must never support institutions that turn their backs on child protection. We ask that your offices publicly condemn any Somali government's effort to weaken or withdraw from child protection frameworks. We ask further that the bilateral aid be conditioned or measurable progress towards enforcing the legal minimum age of marriage to 18, and that your governments engage directly with Somali women organizations and youth movements who are leading this struggle on the ground. We also appeal to the Ministry of Family and Human Rights to clarify its position and reaffirm the government's commitment to upholding the African Charter. The ministry mandates is to protect Somalia's most vulnerable citizens, not to endanger them for political gain. The ministry can be reached directly at, and we will continue to communicate with them through formal letters and public advocacy. The International Committee cannot remain silent. We call upon UNICEF, the UN Committee on the Rights of the Child, and the African Committee of Experts on the Rights of Welfare of the Child to urgently review Somalia's actions and hold its government accountable to its treaty obligations. This is not about foreign interference or cultural impositions. It is about protecting children from preventable harm. Somali girls deserve the same safety, education, and dignity as every child in the world. To stay silent now would make us complicit in their suffering.